Thanks for coming through.
Pleasure. My name is Nathaniel Anderson. I was born in Toronto to Jamaican parents, as most of the people came in from Jamaica or the islands back in the 60s, 70s, what have you. And I lived in Toronto.
And what do you do?
I'm a photographer, professional photographer, filmmaker. I design furniture. I do a whole bunch of things actually, but photography is my main purpose in life.
So, what are the challenges you face as being a black photographer in Toronto?
Challenges. Well, in the early stages when I started out, there were a few challenges in that, I didn't have anyone to mentor me because there weren't, I maybe knew of two black photographers.
Who were they?
At the time, one was Patrick Nichols, and the other, I can't even remember his name, but he sort of guided me. He was shooting a lot of industrial type stuff, and he said that I needed to continue shooting, and that helped me a great deal. Patrick Nichols, he's the one that actually gave me the blueprint as to what I should do. Continue shooting, but I needed to up my education. I needed to go to college, experiment, do whatever, and then from there assist for 2 years before becoming a professional photographer.
You mentioned you like to shoot black bodies.
Yes.
How has black folks been traditionally photographed?
Well, in my view, when I see other people try to shoot black people, they usually would overexpose them or not light them so that their skin tone isn't quite right. I remember years ago in the 80s and 90s when black people were photographed even for music videos, they just look weird. Black people don't look like that to me. So just the way that the light reflects off of a person's skin it has to look proper for me. And everything has a fashion to it. There's a certain style of lighting that you can use. I use this traditional type of lighting. Rather than studying other people's photography, I actually would look at paintings. That's the way I develop my lighting patterns and things like that. And then from there, I would develop my own take on what I see in a scene or what have you.
How do you change the traditional lens, so to speak, on how you choose a photography, take photography of black men and black women?
Changing the lens. I don't think, well, as I mentioned before, everything is a fashion and style. Over time, you develop a sense of what is going to be in fashion, in vogue, what have you. And I think that if you are a well-traveled individual, you'll see other aspects of different cultures and whatnot, and hopefully be able to evoke that in your work. And I think that is, for you to be relevant, for you to have a voice, I think for you to have, be able to communicate your ideas, you have to have a greater knowledge of what is out there in the world.
And do you ever use photography to touch on social issues? And if so, can you give me an example?
Social issues. Well, from time to time, I get asked to shoot campaigns for a lot of charitable organizations. Actually, one of the things that I'm doing right now is working with Live It Wear It. Live It Wear It is Mark Stoddard, who does this amazing campaign, and basically it's about upliftment of black people, or people in general. And I came up with this idea that I wanted to shoot something. The campaign that we started was just photographing people in t-shirts, and we did a focus on these people. You were actually one of the people that we focused on, and we wanted to basically make everything really raw. So the lighting style that I chose was something that it's called butterfly lighting. So you look at person really in depth. I wanted to capture their eyes, their emotion, their feeling, their essence. And it's very simple. One light, very clean, and it's just about the person. It's less about the shirt, more about the person.
How do you feel about the statement? Or what does the statement mean to you? In advertising, males gaze and females are gazed at.
Well, it's about perspective, because a lot of times if you're looking at an ad with a basketball player, chances are not too many women are looking at him. It's other men looking at that person. So it's all about perspective. But there are instances where women are objectified or what have you within advertising or what have you. So it all depends. I personally, when I photograph women, it's something I shoot nudes a lot. I shoot a lot of nudes, but they have a focus. The nudes that I shoot pertain to dancers, and I'm studying movement, and I'm studying the way that the light is reflecting off their body to accentuate that movement, as opposed to ogling at their bodies for who they are, beautiful. You know.
It's interesting. One of the photos that you sent, it was of a woman of color
Yeah.
who was pregnant, and I thought it was beautiful. I guess. All right. Like again, with something like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what was the focus, and how do you, you know, what is the focus, and what do what are you trying to, like what was the message?
Well, with that particular, I actually did that for her. It was because she wanted to capture her stomach in that, and she was glowing at that time. I wanted to basically show that women at any size, in any shape, can look beautiful, and I hope that I captured that within that photo.
Nathaniel, thank you very much, sir.
With pleasure.
All right. Is it a wrap?